Decoding the future of AI. Welcome to AI Perspective. For months, maybe even years, if you've been tinkering with large language models, building cool AI applications, one name has been on everyone's lips: Langchain. It promised to simplify building with LLMs, and it delivered, for a while. But what if I told you the ground is shifting? What if the way we thought about building complex AI agents is already outdated? Today, we're diving deep into a battle of frameworks: Langchain versus its powerful, graph-based sibling, LangGraph. Is Langchain really dead? Or is this a new era of collaboration? Stick around, because what you learn today might just change how you build AI, forever. Alright, before we get to the challenger, let's quickly refresh our memory on the reigning champ, Langchain. At its core, Langchain provides a fantastic framework for, well, chaining together different components to build LLM-powered applications. Think of it like a set of really smart Lego bricks. You have bricks for models, bricks for prompts, bricks for memory, document loaders, output parsers, and so on. The beauty of Langchain, and specifically its Langchain Expression Language, or LCEL, is its simplicity for creating sequences. You take an input, pass it through a prompt, get a response from an LLM, maybe parse that output, and boom, you've got a basic application. This is perfect for straightforward tasks: simple Q&A bots, text summarization, content generation, maybe some basic tool usage. If your workflow is largely linear, step A, then step B, then step C, Langchain has been your best friend. It's modular, it's relatively easy to get started with, and it has a massive community. Langchain democratized the initial wave of LLM application development, allowing developers to quickly prototype and deploy useful tools. We've all built something cool with it, right? But as our ambitions grew, as we started dreaming of more sophisticated AI, agents that could reason, plan, and adapt in complex, multi-step scenarios, some cracks started to appear in the Langchain facade. What happens when your process isn't linear? What if you need to loop back, make decisions based on previous states, or manage multiple interacting agents? This is where traditional Langchain, even with its agent executors, can get a bit messy. Managing state across multiple turns in a truly robust way can become a headache. Implementing complex conditional logic, if this happens, then do that, otherwise do something else, and maybe then loop back, often feels like you're fighting the framework rather than working with it. Debugging these intricate chains can also turn into a nightmare. You're trying to trace where things went wrong in a long, sometimes opaque sequence of calls. Think about building a sophisticated customer support agent that needs to remember the entire conversation history, access multiple tools, make decisions, and potentially escalate to a human, all while maintaining a coherent state. Or imagine a multi-agent research system where different AI personas collaborate, debate, and refine a solution. These are the frontiers where the linear nature of basic Langchain chains starts to feel restrictive. And this, my friends, is where LangGraph steps into the spotlight. Developed by the same brilliant minds behind Langchain, LangGraph isn't a replacement for everything Langchain does. Instead, it's a powerful extension, specifically designed to build stateful, multi-actor applications with LLMs. Think of it not as individual Lego bricks, but as a sophisticated circuit board where you define the pathways, the connections, and the flow of information with much greater control. The core idea behind LangGraph is, unsurprisingly, a graph. Your application is defined as a series of nodes. These are your computational units, essentially Python functions or even Langchain runnables. And these nodes are connected by edges, which define how the state transitions from one node to another. This is where the magic happens. Unlike the often implicit state management in simpler Langchain setups, LangGraph makes state explicit. You define a state object that gets passed around and updated by each node in the graph. This gives you incredible visibility and control over what your application knows and how it evolves over time. So, what are LangGraph's superpowers? Why is it causing such a stir? First, cycles and loops. This is huge. LangGraph allows you to define cycles in your logic. An agent can attempt a task, evaluate the result, and if it's not good enough, loop back and try again, perhaps with a modified approach. This is fundamental for building resilient and iterative agents that can self-correct or refine their outputs. Second, conditional edges. This is all about dynamic routing. Based on the current state or the output of a node, you can direct the flow to different parts of your graph. If the user's query is a sales question, go to the sales agent node. If it's a technical support question, go to the support agent node. This allows for much more sophisticated decision-making within your application. Third, explicit state management. As I mentioned, LangGraph forces you to think about and manage state explicitly. This makes your application more robust, easier to debug because you can inspect the state at any point, and more predictable. You know exactly what information is flowing where. Fourth, human-in-the-loop integration. LangGraph makes it much more natural to build workflows that require human intervention or approval. You can have a node that pauses the execution, presents information to a human, and then continues based on their input. This is critical for many real-world enterprise applications where full automation isn't desirable or feasible. And finally, it's built for multi-agent systems. If you're designing applications where multiple AI agents need to collaborate, each with its own tools and persona, LangGraph provides the orchestration layer to manage their interactions, ensuring they work together towards a common goal. Think of a planner agent, an executor agent, and a verifier agent all working in concert. Now, does this mean Langchain is dead? Absolutely not. Langchain, especially with LCEL, is still incredibly valuable. For many applications, its simplicity and ease of use are exactly what you need. Think about rapid prototyping, quickly spinning up an idea to see if it works. Simple chatbots, for straightforward Q&A or customer service interactions. Content generation tools, creating blog posts, marketing copy, or product descriptions based on a template. Basic RAG pipelines, where you retrieve information from a vector store and feed it to an LLM for an answer. Tool-augmented LLMs for simple tasks, giving an LLM a calculator or a search engine for basic queries. If your application flow is mostly linear, and you don't need complex state management or cyclical reasoning, Langchain remains an excellent choice. It's less boilerplate for these simpler tasks. But when your ambition scales, when you need that fine-grained control over complex, dynamic, and stateful processes, LangGraph truly shines. This is where you can build the next generation of AI applications. Sophisticated AI agents. Agents that can plan, execute, reflect, and retry. Think of an AI that can autonomously research a topic, write a detailed report, and revise it based on feedback. Multi-agent collaboration. Systems where multiple specialized AI agents work together, like a coding assistant that includes a planner, a coder, and a debugger agent. Complex customer support systems. Bots that can handle intricate dialogues, remember context over long conversations, use multiple tools, like CRM lookups or order databases, and intelligently escalate to human agents with full context. Interactive storytelling or game AI, where the narrative or AI behavior needs to adapt dynamically based on player choices and a persistent world state. Automated scientific discovery or data analysis pipelines, where an AI can formulate hypotheses, design experiments, or data queries, analyze results, and iterate. Essentially, if your application's logic looks more like a web than a straight line, LangGraph is likely the tool you need. So, what's the catch? Well, with great power comes a slightly steeper learning curve. While Langchain LCEL can feel very intuitive for simple chains, LangGraph requires you to think more explicitly in terms of states, nodes, and edges. You're designing a state machine, which is a more involved process. Defining the state object, structuring your nodes correctly, and especially setting up the conditional logic for your edges takes some getting used to. However, the clarity it brings to complex applications is often worth the initial investment. Debugging in LangGraph, thanks to its explicit state and the visualization tools like LangSmith, which works beautifully with both, can actually be easier for these complex systems once you understand the flow. And remember, LangGraph builds on top of Langchain. You can still use your familiar Langchain components, models, prompts, tools, parsers, within the nodes of your LangGraph. They are not mutually exclusive, they are complementary. So, is Langchain dead? Far from it. Langchain provides the essential building blocks, the DNA of LLM applications. LangGraph provides the advanced skeletal structure and nervous system for more intelligent, autonomous, and complex AI beings. The future isn't about Langchain versus LangGraph. It's about Langchain and LangGraph. You'll likely use Langchain LCEL for simpler, linear parts of your application, or even as components within your LangGraph nodes. And when you need to orchestrate intricate, stateful interactions, loops, and conditional logic, you'll reach for LangGraph. Think of it this way: Langchain helps you get off the ground quickly. LangGraph helps you build skyscrapers. Both are essential tools in the modern AI developer's toolkit. The key is knowing when to use which. So, what are your thoughts? Are you already using LangGraph? Are you sticking with Langchain for now? Or are you, like many of us, excited about leveraging the strengths of both? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about the amazing applications you're building. If this video helped you understand the evolving landscape of AI development and the crucial roles of Langchain and LangGraph, please give it a thumbs up, it really helps the channel. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on more deep dives into the exciting world of artificial intelligence. Thanks for watching, keep building, keep innovating, and I'll see you in the next video.